Hey everybody, my name is Sharon Quinn and I'm also known as the original Runway Diva, and you are watching Model Behavior. Class is officially in session. My guest lecturer today is fashion event producer Terence Taitt. He has produced numerous creative and outstanding fashion events along the East Coast. His accomplishments to date include the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Welcome to Model Behavior, Terence Taitt.
Hey Sharon, how's
How
it
you
going?
doing, sweetie?
I'm great. I feel really good. I just want to fawn over you for a second. I just want to say that what you're doing is brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, I'm so glad that you got this together, and
thank you.
Hopefully I can be on it again.
Absolutely, because I just, the original concept was, I've been working in different industries for like 30, 40 years.
Me too.
And I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends have worked alongside me, and they're successful, but success may not be, they may be successful in their mind, but to other people they don't know who they are.
Right.
So my friends are right up under the radar, and I was like, this is history.
Yeah.
So I want to bring my friends on, and now it's expanded into something else. But that was my ultimate goal, to talk to all of the people I know that other people don't know about, that are doing their thing.
Right.
And you're one of those people. Now, I've known you since my early.
Oh yeah.
So you know where the skeletons, you know where all the bones are buried. When I first started doing it, that's how I met you.
Right.
How long have you been doing fashion event production?
I started in I want to say the early 90s, maybe 91, 92. I started out as a model, actually.
Okay, I didn't know that.
FIT, the Soul Show at FIT, and then the students' graduation show, and then that led to other opportunities. I've worked on 7th Avenue a couple of times as a fit model, and
I didn't know any of this stuff. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm sitting up under greatness, and I don't know about it.
And so I walked the shows, and then I got the backstage buzz. A lot of times I saw that there wasn't. Details were forgotten.
Missed, yeah.
Right. So I noticed the details, and so when I started, I made sure that I took care of the details.
Now, how did you make that transition from being out in front as a model to backstage production?
I believe it may have been that bridal expo that we did.
The BLS bridal
Yeah,
expo?
the BLS. I think that was the first one.
Okay, so then how did you? So you just, like you said you saw things that should be that were not.
Right.
So who did you approach? Who gave you your first start?
The producer of the WBLS Bridal.
Was that Jonathan?
No.
No, he just that was Nigerian Fashion and Fabrics.
Her name was Robin.
Okay.
Robin, yeah, and she gave me a chance.
And from there,
other opportunities came about, and just just word of mouth. Somebody knows somebody. Hey, I know this guy who's good at fashion show production. Blah blah.
Let me ask you this. So what does it take? Because I've had a couple of people on who do fashion event production. What does it take to put together a flawless production? What's a Terence Taitt production look like?
What does it take?
What does it look like?
Oh, what does it look like?
Yeah.
It looks like 7th on 6th.
But how do you get to that? So I guess that is, what does it take?
Yeah. Money.
Okay.
Yeah. Money.
So when you ain't got some money, how do you get it?
You got to scavenge then. Do a scavenger hunt and find, you pull favors. I pull favors.
Okay, so you being real coy. You being real coy right now. But so we know that in order to do a fashion event production, any production at all, you need money.
Right.
That's obvious.
Right.
And there are different ways to get money. You can have your model sell tickets.
Right.
You can do vendor tables and things like that. But I want to know how you did it. Because I know that you like drama and all of that. And that takes some coinage. So how you pulling that off?
Well, like I said, I started off small. The BLS Bridal event was the first one. Basically, they had their budget, and then they put together, I mean, you were there, you remember. They put together, they had the runway and all. I just put the set up, and, and then we just blocked the show and did it. So that was really with no money.
But see, you throwing out terms that they may not know.
Oh, sorry. Blocking the show means to put the show together.
Now, do you pick your own when like your crew, your staff?
Yeah.
Are you picking your own people? How does that work?
Yeah,
and what do you look for when you're looking for people?
I look for someone who doesn't need for me to tell them everything and how to do it.
So you look for self-starters?
Yes. And also, too, people that can think on their feet and don't come at me with silly questions.
Okay, what would a silly question be?
Do the models get dressed and then do they go into another design? For instance, if it's a collaborative show, I'm sorry, and someone who doesn't really know would say, well, do the models, they change into the other outfits after they finish with the first designer?
Huh?
I've gotten that question before from a backstage person.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is self-explanatory. It's a collaborative show. You know they're going to walk for other designers. Why would you ask me that question?
Since you done brought up my models, tell me what, in your eyes, what sort of model do you select?
I select someone who can think out of the box, someone who's not afraid to loosen up and don't be so stiff and enjoy yourself on the runway. For instance, if you happen to stumble or fall.
I ain't never fell, but I've stumbled.
Okay, right. Hey, turn around and keep moving. You're good at that. She's very good at that, y'all. Let me tell you. She's good at that.
I'm not going to look like no clown on the runway.
Remember that bridal expo when you got caught in
the tool?
Yes. Baby, she looked like a butterfly. Leaving that runway, you would not believe. I was very impressed with you.
Tools and train, I don't mess with them.
I was very impressed with you.
Yeah, I saw that tool tangled up in between my feet. Okay, we're gonna make this work. I don't know how.
She did. Yes, she did.
Now, the flip side of that is the sort of models that you don't want to book. And I know that runs the gamut.
Right, the ones that feel that they can't take that they don't have to take direction, like they don't have to audition or they don't have to rehearse. Those kind of models.
You don't have to audition. Okay. I mean, I know that stuff goes on.
Yeah.
But
every producer's different, so, in your mind, you should be open to listen what they have to say and adhere to it.
That's true. It's because you don't take the same mentality from show to show. It's different with every producer.
Exactly.
Now, you did a show down, didn't you do the show with, what is his name? From The Real Housewives.
Dwight Eubanks?
Yes.
Right, I did the 100 Black Women show. Yes, I did.
Tell me what that show was like.
Oh, gosh, Sharon.
Production-wise.
Production-wise, they've got it pretty tight locked. They have a production company. They come in, they box the room into a white box. They show video screens, they have lighting. All the tech is great. It's old tech, but it's great. It looks great. I had some problems with some of the women of the organization as far as my vision.
Okay.
And they wanted to kind of change certain things that I wanted to do that were pertinent to the show. The show was entitled Movie Madness.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Movie Magic.
Okay.
So in the beginning of every scene, there was a video pertaining to fashion, and then I interpreted it to the models on the runway.
Okay.
I needed 20 guys. They made me drop it down to 10. And I had 30 girls, and it just didn't go the way how I wanted. Also, too, one of the designers, he shipped his clothes late, and they got stuck in a snowstorm, so there was all my men's evening wear.
So what do you do when stuff like that happens? Because I know you got to think on your feet.
Yeah, I just improvise, and I just go with what I have. I'll make this scene bigger. I'll make this scene longer. So the first scene was the 35, 40 models, as opposed to being 20 models.
Okay.
Just to fill the show in.
Right. So now, were you the executive producer on this, or was Dwight the executive?
No,
producer?
Dwight had nothing to do with it.
Oh.
The executive producer was the 100 Black Women.
And that's how they could tell you to change your vision.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
And the woman that I was working with, she wasn't very friendly. And so we clashed quite a bit.
And you didn't get to meet them in advance?
Yes, I did, but just dealing with her.
Together.
Dealing with her, she was just it was very hard, to the point where I had to write a letter to the president of the organization explaining what was the problem, and that if the show is not successful, it's not because of anything that I've done, it's because I've been hindered.
Wow.
It got serious like that. It turned out beautifully, though. I will say that. It turned out beautifully. I couldn't have asked for a better show. But just deep in here, I knew it could have been much better had I had someone who was on the same page as I was.
Got it.
She wasn't.
Now, you said you had a vision for this show. Now, when you go from production to production, where do your visions come from? I know they give you like whatever their theme is, and do you kind of just run with that, or?
They usually don't. They usually leave it up to you.
Don't.
Yeah, they leave it up to you. If they just want straight runway, then I'll just give you straight runway. If they want, like the 100 Black Women, they want a theme, I gave them Movie Magic.
And they came up with that theme, or
No,
you
no,
came?
I did. It was a
Oh.
show that I did years before. Remember we had did that show for the Lynx that time? You guys, you were on the white, ladder with all the white on the jeans. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that, but I know we did a lot of shows for
yeah,
Lynx.
Okay, yeah, we was recreating that Vogue cover, all the models, supermodels on the ladder. We did the same
Okay.
thing. It was
Wow.
that show. Yeah, and I just took it and I just made it bigger.
Okay. Now, you said something in your. You said something. You said something about a Victoria's Secret fashion show. You
Yeah,
worked on that.
Yes, I worked on that. I was part of the crew.
Talk about that, because that show is huge.
It's huge. It's major. I fell in love. The technology was just way and beyond. They have such a big budget. They can do anything. They could scrap stuff. They could add stuff at the last minute because of who they are and what they represent. You know, it was a big, huge show. I was very, very honored for the opportunity. I worked underneath the producer. And basically, he taught me a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Just little details of stuff that needs to be, added to a great production.
Okay. So I can't even imagine because I've seen that production and
Yeah, it's major. Yeah,
amazing.
It's major. Super Bowl of fashion. Yeah, it's major.
How do you? Well, you know what my issue is with that show. Ain't nobody looking like me in it, but hopefully.
No. They've had Alec Weck has walked a couple of times with them.
Alec Weck don't look like me.
Okay.
You know what I mean,
Okay.
Terrence.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, they have.
Yeah,
a
they
curvy.
have not done
Tyra,
that
You know
yet.
what? Tyra is like the curviest girl that they've ever used. They won't go any. They still have this aesthetic that.
You know, we just got through talking about this in the earlier episode with
I can
the other
imagine.
young lady.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That I don't get it, but okay, we're not gonna go off on a tangent.
Right.
Now you told me something. Now what y'all don't know is that I've been trying to get Terrence here. It's been an ordeal. It's been a journey to this moment. When I canceled like twice on you.
Yeah.
So now I got you here, but before I got you here, we were talking, and you told me something that I really did not know about you, about the ballroom scene.
Oh.
So
yes.
would you like to expound
Sure, I
upon
would.
that?
Not a problem.
Because I don't know anything about
Right,
that life.
Right. Back in the 80s when I was hanging out in the village, I met some kids and we kind of formed a house. They explained to me what the balls are, what they do, so we formed a house. And
And you have to be in a house to compete in a ball?
you don't have to be in a house. Nobody helps you.
Okay.
As far ball politics are just like everyday politics. If we don't know you, even if you come and turn it, somebody who's known will still win over you, even if you turned them out.
Okay, so how far back are we going? What period?
1981, 82.
81, 82. Okay, I know where I was. I know how old I was. So that had to be. That's when they were still doing the ballroom on 129th Street.
Elks Lodge?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell me how you got in the house and then what?
And then we went to our first ball. It was the Ebony Ball. Ebony Scandal, excuse me, that's what it was called, the Ebony Scandal. It was a little ballroom. It wasn't the Elks Lodge. And back then I was a gymnast.
What?
Yeah, I was a gymnast. Yeah, I grew up as a gymnast. I started at about 14, and I went up to my 20s. I was training for the Olympics, really. I went to an Olympic development camp, and I got in a real bad accident, and my parents were just like done. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Gymnast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, keep going, because I'm.
I lost my train of thought. So back to the ball. So my body was, and that's one of the categories in the ball, body.
Body?
And I walked, and I didn't win grand prize. I took first place. First and second. I took second place, and I won the first house trophy for the House of Saint Laurent, and I was the father.
Oh, you were in the House of Saint Laurent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the father. My daughter Octavia.
Okay.
Yes. I knew Octavia before she was Octavia.
Okay, so now I know you, and I've known you. We talk like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, about that.
But I don't know you.
Right.
So, and it sounds to me from what you're telling me with the gymnastics and all that, you came from a good, stable, solid family.
Oh yeah.
So,
Actually, to be honest, to start, I moved to the island of Bermuda when I was 5 years old, and I lived there for 10 years. I went to primary school and high school in Bermuda, then came back to New York in '78, finished high school here, and then lived my life.
Right, but my point is that, like I said, I watched that documentary, what's the first one?
Paris is Burning.
Paris is Burning. And it seems that all the kids came together in the houses because they were runaways, they came from broken homes, their sexuality wasn't accepted in their families, but that's not your story.
No.
So how did you find your way to a house?
Believe it or not, Sharon, my cousin had gotten married that day. This was the day before Pride. My cousin got married, and when the limos were leaving or whatever, I asked the guy if he would give me a ride downtown. And so he did. West 4th Street, the Cage, basketball. And Sharon, I don't know, but something called me down Christopher Street, and I wandered down, and I looked and I saw them setting up all this equipment and all these booths and stuff. And I asked somebody, what's going on? They was like, tomorrow's Pride. So I went home and I was like, okay. So the next day I went down and I was like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. I was like, whoa. So I thought it was every weekend that they did that until somebody told me, no, it was just this last Sunday of June every year. And, you know, I was alive. I came alive, even more than I was.
Okay, so now, so I'm not educated in ballroom, nothing. I mean, I can never, my issue with that is that I could never stay up. Because y'all know y'all be starting the party at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah,
81, I was just in college.
Yeah,
I couldn't keep my eyes open like that. But tell me about some of the categories and like if I was to go to ball, I know there's a category for me somewhere.
Sure there is.
How does that work?
Women's runway. Boom. There you have it. And go in there and just walk and turn it out and do what you do on stage.
And it's all women, just walking. And what are the prizes?
You have to compete. Sometimes it's a trophy, sometimes it's money, but you have to compete. You have to compete against, you know, another girl could have on a dress with another dress underneath and peel out of it and turn you out. So you need a trick and you need a gimmick.
Okay.
Like for instance, like you wearing a wig and then pulling off to your bald head would floor the ballroom.
Really?
Oh yeah, you would stop the ball. Yes, you would. You would stop because they wouldn't be expecting something like that.
I might have to. Okay, I might have to try that. Okay.
Woo.
Now, okay, so you win prizes or money. Now, okay, that's my favorite pastime, watching Vogue clips on Instagram. I will watch those things all day long.
Yeah,
and I noticed that at the like you come down to the judges' table. What is all this extra stuff that they do, right?
You got to get their attention. You got to make them look at you.
Okay, but
so get in your face. They'll get in your face because you need to notice me.
Okay, I'm still trying to, and I know I sound like a newbie, and I'm a hag from 1978.
So what is it exactly that you're?
I'm just so intrigued by it. The voting system. How does one win? What is the thing that makes somebody?
Someone who is with the house, who's walked for years and who've turned out the category that they walk constantly. They call you legendary.
Oh, that's how the legendary title comes.
You walk several years and you win quite a bit, you become legendary.
And what categories did you walk in?
Body and realness.
Did you ever use your gymnastic talent?
That first ball that I went to, I did a backflip and the ball went out crazy and I won first place.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep meddling up in your business. Now, can you do a dip? Is that what they call it?
Well, I didn't vote. I didn't vote, so I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I could, but I don't because that's just not me. Like playing around when we used to be in the house playing around when we were young teenagers. Yeah, of course, it's fun. But as at a ball, I would never do that.
What?
That's just not my personality. I'm just not. That's just not me.
So you could. So when you're competing for body, what are you doing? Poses?
Yeah, and front double bicep, and and turn around, and everything.
See, because I'm thinking that everybody that's in the house know how to vote.
No, not everybody. Not everybody.
All right. Now that takes me to my favorite part of that is the announcer.
Yeah.
What do you call them? The announcer?
MC. Yeah. commentator. MC.
Did you do that too?
No, I didn't do that.
Because that's a skill set. That is an unbelievable
back then, it was basically talking and, and throwing little reads out like Junior LaBeija does in Paris is Burning. But today, now, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Scripted, kind of, I can say scripted.
Is it?
Where in fact, yeah, because they know what they're going to say, they know who's coming out, they know what's going on, and they just kind of take it and run with it. Jack Mizrahi,
love him.
He's a great commentator for years. As a matter of fact, when Puffy had his first runway show, Jack creeped out on stage with a mic and called it out like a ball.
Did he?
On 7th on 6.
Is this some footage of that?
Oh, if you would go to B Video, I believe they would have Sean John's first fashion show.
Wow.
But the only thing about it is that though we saw it live, so we heard it, but in the video you don't.
They edited it out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They edited it out.
Dang.
Yeah. He turned it out. I mean, to the point where he was like, and all you white women sitting up there with your unmaxed credit cards, this is just he went in.
Okay, you know who my favorite Vogue performer, and I'm trying to get her here, so this is a shameless plug. Laomi.
Ooh, yes, ma'am.
I live for her.
Yes,
I saw her do a spin, a twirl, a pop, whatever, and she dipped back to her seat off the stage.
Okay, I've seen her jump off the stage.
I've never seen anything like that.
And it's called Schwam to your back.
Schwam to your back.
When you do it and bam on your back, schwam. They call that a schwam.
That is bananas
Schwam to
to
your
me.
back.
You know, in my head, I'm doing all of that, but I can't, my knees don't go like that. And them kids gonna be limping with walkers and canes when they get to my age from throwing themselves on the ground like that.
Oh yeah.
But she is amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, she is amazing. And the fact that she's still doing it after 15 years is.
Has it been that long?
About that.
Okay, that brings me to another question. When you're a Laomi and you are the legend of all legends in that community, what's the next move? Now you've hit the ceiling in your world. So what's the next move? How do you transition to something else?
Well, they did that dance show.
That's how I discovered her.
Right.
So
that
you think
dance show.
is it so? No, it was
Dance Crew.
I can't remember the name, but they were Vogue Evolution.
Right.
That's how I found out about her.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate that they couldn't come together as a whole. They kind of split up, and see that right there, that kind of stuff that Middle America doesn't.
They don't understand it.
Yeah, they don't like that, because
they don't understand it either.
Yeah.
Because I thought that they had a shot. I was like, they should.
Yeah, but
win.
then when they broke up, though, that's when it all went sour.
Why did they break up?
They couldn't decide on something. I can't remember what it was. Something they couldn't decide on, and Laomi was threatening to walk, and so then they came back together. They did it, and then Little Mama, when there was the judges,
I heard that. Yeah,
Little Mama was right. I kind of think she overstepped her.
She sure did. She misspoke.
Yeah, I thought she misspoke on that. Right, you're a little girl. Right,
you shouldn't comment on grown people stuff.
Exactly. You've not been out long enough to But yeah, that.
Because I'm in any community, at some point, you're going to have to step out of that community to go wherever it is that you need to go in your journey to break that glass ceiling.
30 years ago, there were no opportunities for kids from the ball world. Today now, with stylists and these dance shows and teaching Vogue in Europe, and you imagine what they are doing in Europe. They have
I've seen it.
The ballroom world
They
has
got
just
the little Chinese kids voguing and doing it well.
Yeah.
They doing it well.
There's a girl from Russia who comes here and turns the children out.
So, how does that in the community? How does that make them feel? Because
they love it. They love it because we're including everybody. There's no exclusion. There's including white, black, Chinese, Arabian. It's inclusion. That's what this is all about. So if you can look at the bigger picture, that's the bigger picture.
So where do you see it going now? Do you see it?
It's already gone. I mean, it's already been on TV. Madonna already had her part in it. It's out there. Everyone knows. Pretty much. Remember that time we went to that book signing, me and Shaka, and they started to do Vogue, and we went to the other room?
Yes. That was at Deborah her book signing for the Cheetah Girls. I remember that.
We went to this event and they started voguing, and me, Sharon, and Shaka, we were like, you know what? We don't want to see this. Let's go in the bar and drink. Let's have a drink.
So, then what do you have? What do you have coming up next for you, Terence?
As of now, nothing.
You're not gonna sit on my show and tell me you don't have nothing. You got something.
No, I mean, I'm putting some feelers out there to try and see if I can get some work. I've contacted the Links. I've contacted Deltas. They have yet to call me back. So
I'm gonna put the same idea in your ear that I put in everybody's ear that done had these 20, 30 year careers. Write your memoirs down.
Oh,
have you started writing them?
No.
Write
No,
it down while you can still remember it, honey.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Write about your entire journey.
Okay.
And
there we
don't
go.
hide nothing, because that's what people, they want to read.
Yeah, I have no problem telling my story.
You know, they want to read the truth. But
Yeah.
write.
I definitely will. Definitely will.
As you're waiting for your stuff to come along, start writing that story. Start from the beginning, because you told me in this segment, you done told me at least 5 things that I did not know about you, including where you grew up at. The first couple of years. Are your people from the islands?
Yeah, my grandmother's from Bermuda. My grandfather's from Barbados.
And I don't think I've met anybody in your family except you.
Oh, wow.
And I think we lived probably 2 doors down from each other for a long time. And I've never been in your apartment.
Didn't you live on Morningside and?
No, I lived right on the street.
On what street?
On the turn off the park on Mount Morris.
Yeah.
On, what is that?
Park West Drive? You lived there?
I lived on Mount Morris West, right off the turn when you come to go back to Fifth Avenue.
How long did you do that?
I was over in at least 5, 6 years. Because Boy Jackson lived in that building that you lived in, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I used to run into her. I never ran into you.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that whole area has changed.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful now. It's beautiful now.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It was a dump for a while, but it's beautiful now.
All right, so we got a few minutes left. Tell the folks where they can find you on social media.
Sure, you can find me on Facebook, Terence Taitt. That's TERENCE TAITT. My email is timsandthings@yahoo.com. That's TIMSNTHINGS@yahoo.com. And
you have a website or?
No, I had one, but I had to take it down.
No worries about it. Okay, so if you guys got some shows that you need a good producer for, look my boy up.
Okay, Sharon,
in the meantime.
Can you vouch for me?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Well, it depends on who it is. I can't vouch for you. Some people I don't want you to work with.
Oh, okay.
So we're just about out of time, y'all.
Thank you so much,
I want to thank
Sharon.
my guest, Terence Taitt, for sharing his industry knowledge with us today. I really enjoyed this conversation.
So did I.
Now, before I go, I want to thank you guys. I want to leave you with a few thoughts. I want you to, 1, remember that you can't change the game until you first learn the game. 2, always surround yourself with positive people and positive things. 3, do what you love and love what you do. And lastly, be who you are, but be who you are tastefully. Always have a little class about yourself. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching Model Behavior, and I'll see you guys next week. Class is officially dismissed. Bye, y'all.